Hey, this is the journal entry for December 4th, 2025. That's right. And something good happened today. A blessing from the Lord has, um, God has blessed me. There's still trouble, there's still problems, but I got a wonderful blessing. And so when they had a Thanksgiving community meal in my town, like apparently this is the first year that they had an absolutely free Thanksgiving meal for everyone that lives in my city. And I don't know if some of it was tax funded, but really I think it was all volunteers. Volunteers like served the food, and local businesses donated the food. And then there were people in there cooking, so it was absolutely free of charge. And I even got I got a box to take home too, so that was great. And then they also had like some like toiletries that they were giving away to each person, and you had to get a ticket. Well, I guess I was there like later towards the end, and I saw this on the way out. And so I don't know what all they had, but the only one thing that was left, like I didn't get any toilet paper or anything like that, but they did have like a big it was a large container of laundry detergent, and it was like twice the size of a normal uh, I think it was Gain or something I got. It's just your normal chemical laundry detergent, but it's a lot better than clothes sitting there being unwashed for 3 months. Like I will wash it in the poison laundry detergent because then I can wear it again at least. And God will protect us from their poisons. So we have to be poisoned a little bit longer until it's all cleaned up, and then we'll be healed. So it's okay for a short while, but it's not okay for 30 years in a row. Anyways, for a couple years, you're probably not doing great, but you're not going to die, probably. Anyways, so they were giving away like cleaning supplies, like hygiene. They said hygiene products. Well, when I went through, it was like just a room, and then there was a table stretched all the way across. And the only thing I saw was laundry detergent. So I think if they had anything else, it was all gone. And then I went through and I saw the detergent. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take this. And they had like 4 or 5 of them left at that point. And they're like, oh, you need a ticket. I'm like, oh, I don't have it. I didn't get a ticket. I came in I went in the exit, and because of that, I said just give it to someone else. And then I left that room, and there was the woman giving out the tickets. So I'm like, oh, I got a ticket, and I went back in, and she had in her hand one container of laundry detergent left. So they were all given away except for one. There was one left. And then I came back and I'm like, oh, I just got a ticket. And so I got it. And I said, I don't know how I'm going to use this because I don't have a washing machine. And I don't have a way to get these huge boxes of clothes to the laundromat either. But I took it anyways. And maybe that was a little sign. So, anyways, that container of laundry soap is in my garage. And I don't know. I guess it'll keep outside when it's freezing. I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe I should bring it in the house. Anyways, I did get laundry detergent for free. And the person that it was actually a couple, and I didn't know if they were married or not, so I didn't ask. Wasn't really, but it was mentioned to me. They said, or like the man that I was speaking to, mainly him, and he said his wife. So then because I didn't know if they were just dating or married. I had no idea. And I just met these people. I'm not going to ask. So, anyways, but I talked to him more and her a little bit. And they really blessed me. I wonder if these are like angels and not real people. Because it looked like they were recovering addicts. And then they now had, they now had an apartment. Um, I think that there was some tooth damage and stuff, so maybe it was meth or something. But they had a vehicle, and like we know what it's like to not be able to get clean clothes. And my goodness, these people, I prayed that God bless them sevenfold for what they have done. But anyways, I had my clothes, I made it, and then I was sitting there for like 10 minutes or so, and then they did come in and sit like kind of next to me. We didn't talk a lot then or anything, but like they took me, and I went in with the husband. The wife stayed in the car a lot of the time, but not at the end. Like when it was done, she came in and like helped fold the stuff. But it was just so nice. Like he didn't even like, so he paid to do like the regular washing machine and the dryer, and then he got a card and put my name in it, and he said every week he's gonna come in and he's gonna put like $10 on this card, and that I can come in and with that type of larger load and get my laundry down. So not while I go to the soup kitchen, because I don't trust somebody not to steal my stuff. Even stinky clothes, like maybe they don't know it's stinky clothes, so they'll open it up or something. I don't know. Like some of these narcs are really nasty. Like if they see dirty underwear or something, they'll want to take it and use it in their witchcraft spells. Like they're gross. Not I don't know all do this, but some do, and I know that witches use this stuff. So, anyways, when I do go to the laundromat, so I'm going to start doing this once a week now, and my card stays there, and when I go there, then I tell the person behind the desk. It was like so nice. And I even was concerned because I wanted to use extra water, because that's how to get the clothes clean. Like if they've been sitting a long time and they were heavily soiled, like you wore them for a week and then they sat for 2 months, then you can't just wash one load. So I normally would do 2 washes, but actually something I found works really well is just to do extra water. Just pay money for extra water, and that gets the clothes pretty clean actually. Like there might be like a little bit, like a small odor left, but it's clean enough to wear. And so this was all like a divine appointment, cause see, I didn't want to be rude and like ask to put extra water in, cause that does get it cleaner. I didn't want to, cause I wasn't paying for it, and they didn't have a lot of money, I could tell, but they were doing okay. Um, but they really understood. They knew what spiritual warfare was. And this was just the kindest thing. I said, God's going to bless you. He's like, God already has. God already has. And then, like, when we were in the car and leaving this, like, he said some things that I disagreed with religiously, but it was not a time to get into a debate. It was the first time, like, we were in the vehicle and stuff, and I said, like, do you know, because somebody had just, like, cursed my food. You know anything about that? And like, oh, I don't believe in any of that. Like, Jesus Christ, he I don't know if he said what exactly he said, something like, his blood covers everything, and so he kind of went into the Pauline doctrine, but then he said you can call on Jesus, and actually, you can ask Jesus to save you. Now, that is not going to get you to heaven or hell, though. But you can actually ask. Like, you can ask some of these angels. You can ask your angels. You can ask Jesus. You actually can do these things. But you don't place them above God, is the thing. But then he actually ended in some correct theology, so that was good. And then I was saying, do you believe in this? Because like, while they were sitting with me, people were trying to curse me more. So I was going to mention, or that's the reason I needed my clothes cleaned. And then I said, well, and after he said, I don't believe in that stuff, and I said, well, sometimes God has us go through things to teach us, or so that, we go through it and then we don't go through something worse later. He's like, oh, yeah. Because he's saying God's in ultimate control. And yeah, actually, so that was right. Because, like, the curses and spells are real. And some people don't want to acknowledge this. But actually, God is in ultimate control and won't let them do too much. Won't let them do more than you can handle. So, I don't need to debate on... Because nobody knows the 100% truth. Like, but I don't know. It could have been kind of funny. Like, I was going to be fine to keep wearing, but because of this, because the way that God works, because that woman cursed me, see, what the devil does for good, what the devil doesn't do for good, I'm all messed up here. What the devil does for harm, the devil does for evil, God uses for good. So this woman cursed me, and she put a curse on me, so I peed my pants. In my new pair of warm pants. And I need warm pants because I ride a bike around and it's the winter time. There's snow all over the place and it's cold. So I went and I charged on the credit card some warm pants. You see these ones here? This is another one of my new, they said these are the baby blues here. But very soft, very warm. But the brown ones look a little bit more respectable than this baby blue here. Anyways, they got dirty. This woman cast a spell on me. God used it for good, because the next day then I wasn't even going to really ask about laundry because I just got these new pants. But one of my new pairs of pants, because I got a 3-pair, one of my new pairs got dirty the first day, and then I asked him when it was appropriate. Do you know where we can go? And so like it was a divine appointment, and and they said, oh yeah, like whatever I said, they understood. They understood. They had been through it. So like I didn't need to explain. And while I was in there, and I wasn't asking too much or anything. And I think that's why they decided to do what they did. If I came in with tons of clothes, or if I was asking or expecting things, then they probably would have been uncomfortable. But I was just respectful. I got it was a large bag, but it was the size to fill a normal size washing machine, not an XL, nothing crazy. So I got what I thought was acceptable and suitable, and in not trying to take advantage of anyone. And I think that's why they felt comfortable in doing that for me. And it was such a kind thing. And he said, I'm going to give you this detergent too. I'm like, oh, actually, he was going to give me the rest of their detergent. I'm like, wait a minute. Actually, I have detergent because I got it at that Thanksgiving community thing. And they said, oh, we got a couple there too. So I said, oh, thank you. But actually, I just got some from there. And now, now I can use it. I can take that with me to the laundromat. I need to go get it out. If it's frozen, I don't know, it's probably frozen in my garage. I need to put it in the house to warm up a little bit. But then when I go next week, then I'll take it with me. And I'll try to get a stronger bag and just squeeze it in there so it fits with the laundry. And I will not go while I go to the soup kitchen because I don't need any trouble there. There's a lot of enemies there trying to get me. But God is putting me there. So they're coming up against me, but that's resulting in their destruction. God is using me to help inspire people, to help reform people, for enemies to back down. Maybe there are spirits that territorial soup kitchen spirits in the neighborhood, people coming in that weren't there before. I think there's little gangs and things I am seeing. There are gangs here. And they congregate at the soup kitchen. And so this one didn't work. Then they sent this one. That didn't work. They sent a different one. And then I thought, okay, I told this guy, said, like I tell everybody else, I'm off the market. But then the next day, so this is something else that happened. And it's not just me. Oh no, it's not just me. It's not only me. Okay, so apparently a single woman that goes by herself to the soup kitchen will get harassed. And they say yes, by the black men. And I'm not trying to be racist. That's what happens. I'm not trying to be racist. Because actually, the people that took me to the laundromat, this was right after the guy was doing something again, and then this was on my way. I was getting my laundry, going to the car, and I mentioned something like, did they ever bother or try to hit on? He said when his wife is there by herself, she gets harassed. So this is not this is not just me, but I know the Kingdom of Darkness specifically is going after me. And they are specifically targeting me. That is true. But the other, if a woman goes there by herself, then she will get unwanted advances, nonstop. And the rules inside the soup kitchen clearly are, you can't do this. But the thing is, I'm not going to go in and tattle. God has placed me here for a specific reason. So if they get in trouble, they'll just go do it somewhere else. So maybe there's something I'm supposed to say, not that I think of. God, this is God's plan, not mine. God used me. This is God's, God tell me what to say or whatever. So it's not I didn't even know what I was going to be doing. But, God used me. So I show up here. Then God inspires me. God inspires me whatever the strategy is, which I had no idea until I'm there. And then God uses me. So if these people can maybe come to some type of understanding to stop doing this, instead of just getting in trouble and going someplace else, maybe they can be either just inspired not to do it, or an enemy that is defeated and has to back down. So that would liberate, that would free the soup kitchen. So something strange. When I went in, a lot got done today. I'll say, before I go into what happened, a lot got done today. So, I basically woke up, like, I was awake for a little while, my alarm went off. My dog was trying to wake me up like 20 minutes before my alarm went off, but I did not get up. So then my alarm went off, and then I got up, and, I just did a few things to get ready real quick, and I had to go. I knew I had to be there this day, and I still had to do a few things to my laundry bag to secure it, and I found like some old labels, something that came in like the dog food, where they have a receipt printed on a shipping label and most of it's blank. So I wrote dirty clothes on it. I took 3 of these because I save them when the dog food comes. I wrote dirty clothes and I stuck it all over my bag so no one would want to steal it or mess with it or poke a hole in it. But dirty clothes. And then I found, and I'm looking around, and then I needed some more tie downs or those straps, like not ratchet straps, but the things with the hooks, the bungee cords. And so the ones that I had in the house were too long. So then I thought I got some shorter ones out in the garage, and they were holding like my old bike that was destroyed. So the bike that was sabotaged, destroyed, tire slashed, that I had to walk home because the narcissist had bought that for me. I had put bungee cords on it to make my own bike basket. So I got something for like $3 at Dollar Tree. And it was actually like really big. So it was better than the ones you can buy because it held like twice as much. And so I had looped 3 of these around and it was really secure on there. It wasn't going anywhere. But anyways, the basket got broke a little bit. It got cracked when the bike fell over because somebody tampered with the kickstand. That was I forgot to mention this. Mess with the handlebars, mess with the kickstand, mess with the brake, mess with the gears, then slashed my tires. So it's the Kingdom of Darkness. I had to get rid of this bike anyways. It's still sitting in my garage. Maybe it's going to be saved for something. I don't know. I always thought, like, maybe if my youngest daughter, the narcissist, repents and she comes to live in my town, I thought this is possible. Then it could be fixed and I could give it to her. And then the Kingdom of Darkness could not attack it anymore. But, anyways, I got a different bike. Now this bike, it got like the shifter, the numbers on that got broken off. I think somebody tampered with this. And then I just see like little things like my brakes weren't really working on the way home like last night or something. And then I had to squeeze them harder. And I think that there's cracks in the like rubbery spongy thing for the brake line. And there was snow all over it. So maybe this just happened on its own. But I just have to squeeze the handles harder and it still will break. This is something eventually that does need fixed. But I'm still using it. I still can brake. And I'm not going as fast right now. But I just got to squeeze the handles a lot harder to get it to brake. Anyways, when I went into the soup kitchen, like I saw some people I had dealt with in previous days. And so there was an older man there I had spoke to the day before a little bit. He seemed like a nice person. A lot of these people seem like nice people, and then they end up working for the other team. They're working for the Kingdom of Darkness, or for a gang that is ran by a narcissist, or an enemy. So anyways, this older man, he kind of had like the fisherman look, like that time, like the hoodie on. He kind of looked like a fisherman would, or something. I don't know how to say it. He was like older, looked like he was 60 or something. And that he looked like he was a nice guy, but he was another enemy. I don't know. So now I walked in and I noticed he looked at me several times. So I had seen him like the day before or 2 days before that or something, and it wasn't much. And then this time he was like looking in my direction, and when I sat down, and he was sitting near me. And there was another man. I think this was one of the men that tried to hit on me too. So actually what happened is that he was told to give me something. He was told to give me something. And the man that came down later and sat down next to him, I think was the man that tried to hit on me the day before. And he tried to give me something. This is right after I make my video about the Lay's potato chips being cursed. And I pissed my pants. Well, so this guy looks like a nice guy. Okay, he looks like a nice guy. Well, so then I had on my plate, they had a piece of bread that was in a plastic wrap. It was just like a regular piece of bread, and I had one. And I wasn't going to eat it then, I wasn't going to eat it later. But then he turned around and he said, "Oh, you can have this," and he tossed it towards me. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then the other guy turned around and he went to give me his apple. And I'm like, "Hey, wait a minute. Actually, I can't take this stuff. Someone just gave me something the other day and it was cursed." And then they both turned around. They both turned around. They were working to, so the fisherman was working for this man who is, I think this is the man that tried to hit on me the day before, who's like big, kind of like stronger. No, he was like probably in his 40s, a black man. I think I got like gang members and stuff. Got gang members. They come to the soup kitchen to eat. And so this is the one that's trying to get me. So the fisherman, who is like white with blonde, gray hair and blue eyes, it looked like he was employed by this guy who just started showing up. Maybe I'm wrong, but he seems like the type. Okay, so then it looked like he was told his job. He was told by someone else to give me this little sealed piece of bread in plastic. And then the other guy turns around and he rolls the apple towards me. I'm like, wait, someone just gave me this. And then like the fisherman guy was like, well, it's sealed. And I said, yeah. And then the thing the woman gave me the other day was sealed too. So then I left him sitting right there on the table and I didn't take him. And they failed. They failed. They were trying to curse me again. Every time somebody tries to give me something, and it's always something like they just got for free anyways from the soup kitchen. But like, I do know that just because it's sealed, let's say they don't do any witchcraft over it, there's no spells on it, they can still poison it. Because this is one thing I saw my ex-narcissist doing. Because like he poisoned me, but he gave me a sedative, so I was falling asleep while he was at the house right after I got my food, or I had food there. And so I pass out, but apparently like I had been drugged so many times it wasn't quite as effective, or God just woke me up. And then I woke up while he was poisoning my food. So what he was doing is taking the new packages of food out of the freezer, open them so it looks like he knew how to do it, like where it's like a clear plastic baggie, and he opens it, and then he messes with the food, and then he does something to reseal it, like they've got some type of adhesive where they close up these food packages and make it look like they were never opened. So they can do that too. This case, it wasn't. It was just regular cursed. So now the fisherman guy, okay, and he might have been trying to speak a spell over me the other day when I got on my bike, and he's like, be careful. And it looked like he was actually concerned. But that in itself can also be a spell. And I say, my God will keep me safe. And when it's really dangerous, I'm like, God will keep me safe on the bike. God does keep me safe. And then and somebody else, like behind the counter, when this was yesterday, and they're saying, and I fell, and I broke my leg, and and two people saying how they fell and hurt themselves. And then this guy, and I'm on my bike, and I kind of flip around in a circle to leave, like I'm kind of looking at him before I leave, because I saw him in there, kind of like saying hey or whatever. And then the fisherman guy was like, be careful. And so then I'm like, and then I think I said I reject rebuke any spells, and God will protect me. But see, I think they were trying to make me get hurt and fall on my bike. Well, guess what? I already fell on my bike. I already fell, and they didn't have to curse me. They didn't have to do nothing. I already fell, like, on my own. So the first, or maybe this was the second day it was snowy, that I went to the soup kitchen. And I was just headed there, and I'm on the sidewalk. The road is much safer. I'm on the road now. No more sidewalk for me. Okay? But anyways, I stopped because there was a car going to cross through. Because the road I'm on is like 25, and then there's a lot of blocks where cars come through. And then there was like stop signs and stuff. And there's some stoplights. And so I had stopped, and I think turning a little bit again. Then this time my bike, so then I fell, and my bike fell over. But it didn't hurt at all. It didn't hurt at all. So, I just can't get hurt. Like, I don't know what this is. I'm invincible. So then I just fell over. It didn't feel like anything at all. I just stand up and get back on my bike, like, whatever. But they tried. They tried to get me to hurt myself. Like, I play with my dogs all the time. So they are so rough that I am used to that. So, like, just me falling off the bike is just like me being at home and my dog's body slamming me. I'm just used to it. Like, you can't hurt me. Like, I don't have long limbs or anything. I'm all small, and so you can't hurt me. I'm, like, designed to be indestructible. I don't know. You can't hurt me because God won't allow it. Really, I think that's it. That's it. So anyways, then I was in the soup kitchen today, and I don't remember if I saw. So the man that tried to hit on me on the day before, I thought he was done. Because, like, the guy that said he was a Christian, that was a virgin, he tried one day and then quit. And I don't believe him anyways, but maybe he was. Maybe he was. But, they lie. Who knows? Who knows? I don't care. Um, anyways, maybe I don't want a virgin. Like, what? That's your qualification? That you don't have any experience? No, I'm sorry. But anyways, this guy, I think it was, so I didn't get like more water or coffee, which I would have liked to do, but it wasn't that big a deal. Like they were ready to go right when I finished, so it just all lined up perfectly. And they said, "You got your laundry?" I said, "Yeah, it's in my bike basket." And so they were kind of standing towards the door, and I emptied my tray. Like we all were like getting up to leave at the same time. And so then I had like my little food bag. So it was like a Trader Joe's bag, like reusable bag. There's no Trader Joe's here. But then I put my leftovers in it when I go to the soup kitchen. And I said, "Yeah, let me put this." And he said, "Our car is over here." Like, "Oh, let me put this over there, and then I'll come back and get the laundry," because it was quite big. And so then I go to the car and I put my bag in there. Then I go back. So they're actually parked in the next parking lot. There's a parking lot right next to the soup kitchen parking lot. So, but it's maybe like 20 feet away, so they're not in direct view. Like, because there's another car blocking it. They're really close, but they can't see or hear what's going on. I'll go back to my bike to get my dirty clothes. So then there is, the fisherman's kind of standing there. And then the big guy, well, he's not like super tall or anything. I don't know how tall he is. Maybe he's like 5'10" or something. I don't know. He just seemed kind of short, but maybe he's average height. And, but he's like big, like, and, I thought he was done. Because I told him, I am off the market. Well, no. I go to get, and then so basically you come out of the soup kitchen and then there's like a wheelchair ramp and then there's also stairs. So he's like standing up here and then down lower is where the bike rack is. So then I go to get my laundry, my clothes off of my bike. And then he's like, "Oh, hey, how's your day going? How's your day going?" And I said, "Oh, somebody offered to get, to take me to the laundromat or something." I don't remember the exact words. And I said, "I guess it's pretty good. Someone offered to take me to the laundromat." And then I got my big bag like this. and then he said, "When you get back, we have to talk. When you get back, we have to talk." Like, it was kind of like weird. Like, cause it was like, when you get back, we have to talk. Like, it was serious business. It was not. So anyways, I'm seeing what he's doing. So basically, he's like, "Oh, how's your day going?" And I said, "Oh, how's your day going?" I don't remember exactly what he said. This is very fast. And he said, "When you get back, we have to talk." Like, all serious. Like he was trying to intimidate me. And then I had my bag like this. And I said, "I guess when you need guidance and counseling, this is the place to do it." And then the fisherman smiled like he was laughing. And then I just head over to the car to put my dirty clothes in there. So then after I got back, they dropped me off at the soup kitchen after I did my laundry. And I went to put my dirty clothes in the bike basket. And I noticed there was a note placed inside of my bike basket. And I didn't put the cover on this day because the dirty clothes, like the garbage bag, was too big to fit that on there. So it was open. There wasn't really anything in there. So there was nothing in there to steal. I already took my wrenches out. I took the wrenches out because I thought maybe somebody will steal my wrenches. I better take these with me. And so when I came back, there was a flyer. And it had his phone number on it. But he said, "When you get back, we have to talk. We have to talk. We have to talk when you get back." Like, so you can recruit me into your soup kitchen gang. anyways, God's going to use me somehow. Like, they're all trying to get me. But then this other woman, if she's a recovered addict, her husband is a recovered addict, and if people are coming over and talking to them, probably trying to intimidate them or get them drawn back into more trouble. So while we were at the soup kitchen eating, they didn't really talk to me much. The two I think they were recovering addicts, they had the vehicle, they took me to the laundromat, and they prayed to God, and they gave charity, and it was so beautiful. It was such a kind thing to do, and so we didn't really talk much. I said a few things, and I was happy. I'm like, oh, I was so worried, like I thought I'd get stood up or something. I talk like that, like, how people think I am naive because the way I talk. The way I sound, they think I'm stupid, apparently. They think I'm dumb. So I'm like, oh, thank you. I was so worried you weren't going to come. Like, this is how I actually talk. This is me. So then we didn't really talk much, and I ate, and they ate. And then some people came over, and like, were standing. So I was, like, facing this way. They sat down, were next to me. And they were talking to each other a little bit, not really talking to me much. And then some, like, larger guy comes over and stands, and he's, like, talking to them, and he's like, and she did this, and he's, like, complaining about, like, I don't know if he was with some woman or something, or some woman was just taking everything, getting everything she can get, and then just talking about people, maybe someone getting killed, or, I don't remember, but it looked like, and he was being loud and aggressive, and I'm not really sure they liked this, but then they're like, oh, yeah. I couldn't tell. Like, I'm not sure they were intimidated, but maybe they were a little uncomfortable. But it seemed like he was trying to intimidate them. Like, if this makes sense. Because a recovering addict is an enemy of the devil. Recovery, that's the last thing they want. They don't want anyone to come to the side of God. They don't want anyone to repent. So, of course, then you're going to try to draw them back in or scare them so they don't come back again. And so maybe that's what it was. Because I haven't seen this before. He's just coming over. He's talking to them about someone else, but in a way that's talking about violence or being aggressive. That could be seen as a threat to somebody. And I kind of sit there, and I look every once in a while. And I think also is so that I'm kind of close by, and I see that maybe somebody is, like, aggressive or intimidating or something. And I look over, and I keep eating, and every once in a while I look over, and no, I'm not going to stop going to the soup kitchen because you come in and you're loud and you're big. I'm not going to stop coming here. Like, how is that even going to work? That's not going to work. I'm going to come get my free food because I can't afford to buy food. But this is just what I'm thinking. And so anyways, when I came back, he was gone, of course, because I was probably gone for an hour at the laundromat. He's probably not going to stand out there outside doing nothing. He's probably not going to stand outside waiting for me for an hour at the soup kitchen while no one's there. Or there's a couple people in there. Let's see. So this was the thing that was in my bike basket. And it says a community Christmas event is going on. So I think maybe this is another mission from God. Because I got a second confirmation. So there's a little flyer here for Christmas. Christmas dinner together. It's at a church. It's a Methodist church. I gotta cover this up because I don't want to... See, look. Here's the thing, which I think is a mission I'm supposed to go... Oh, no, I'm giving you guys the phone number. So this was in my bike basket. My bike basket was open, and I didn't have a cover on it, and there wasn't really anything in there. So he laid this in my bike basket. Great, I'm telling the whole world. Well, you guys will see this later, so, join us for a free family-style Christmas dinner where you can sit down and enjoy some comfy togetherness this Christmas season. Our dinner will take place, okay, so anyways, this is free, and it's at a church, and then at dinner time, so this doesn't have anything to do with the soup kitchen. Then when I went back for dinner, there was another one just sitting there, like, there are probably 10 different rows, like long rows of tables where people can sit down and eat. And there was only one of these. And I didn't see it when I sat down. It was placed there after I sat down. So when I was finishing up eating, I saw it was on my table again. This same flyer, but without the guy's phone number on it. and it was just sitting there. And the staff came over, and he sometimes, like, the server, the volunteer at the soup kitchen will come over and take the trays for you. And I think he was going to do that, but, like, I was struggling to finish this dessert, and so it's taking a long time. And then this was kind of sitting, like, a space over on the table, and then he looked at it, and he was reading it. And then I looked, and I pulled out this, and it was the same thing. So I think God wants me to go to this. But anyways, it says, call me. And I have his number. And it says, job with money on there. What, does he want to be my pimp? Am I supposed to be a prostitute on here? I can't, I'm not, this is the thing. I'm not allowed to have a job. Because God called me to be a stay-at-home mom. You know, it's funny, is because I don't even necessarily, like, I didn't even really want to do that, but, like, but now it could be fine, but, you know, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to be, like, the president or something. That was not what I wanted to do, but, you know, now, who wants to be the president anymore? That's ruined. Who wants to be in sports or music or an actor? I was never into that stuff. But, like, all of those things that people looked up to in the old world are destroyed, and they've lost all their credibility and all of their respect. And now, kind of like, we're starting over. So, for me, not having a job really makes no difference, because people are seeing us for our spirits and our souls. People are seeing us for the way we treat others and how kind we are, but not being pushovers, not being afraid, not running away, but having a good character we get from being refined through the fire. Anyways, I got his number here, and I thought he was maybe trying to hit on me again. But then this says job, and then it says job. I didn't even notice that because I just put it in my bag and didn't really look at it. Money. What kind of job are you expecting me to do for money? I'm not allowed to have a job. I'm not. I'm just like, God's going to sustain me somehow. I do sales, when things sale. I just have, like, I hope nothing, you know, probably they're going to get all their money back and I'll get screwed as usual, you know. But God will provide exactly what I need as part of a miracle testimony, So anyways, let's see, did something else happen? Oh, so what did I do? I, like, got up, I finished fastening and securing my dirty clothes, and then I got my other stuff in there, and I got it all situated just right, and I had to, like, take something off the other bike, and then I go there, and I make it, I get my food, the other people show up, I was so happy. We went, I got my laundry done, I went home, I fed my dogs, I made some coffee, I checked a few messages, I did something here I needed to do, I biked to the gym to do something real quick, and then I left from there, and I went straight to the soup kitchen. And so I didn't even really have a chance to look at that flyer yet. And then, let's see, yeah, I got my dinner. And of course, once again, they don't usually have much ham. So sometimes there's ham, but it's more often they have other types of meat. And then I went through the line, and then there's, like, a really sweet woman there. I heard she's called Mama something, Mama Cat or something. I don't know. I don't remember. Because she hasn't told me her name, but someone else mentioned her, like the woman that cursed my potato chips, and saying how she's real sweet. She knows, like, people have certain dietary restrictions and things that they can eat, and she tries to give them things. And I came through this day, and she went to go get me a turkey wrap because she knew I didn't eat ham, so that was really sweet. And what else? Well, I got my dinner, and I probably spoke to someone else. I think somebody was coming over, being loud and boisterous, trying to intimidate me, trying to scare me from coming back to the soup kitchen because my light is shining too bright there. The demons don't like it very much when I go to the soup kitchen, apparently. And so they try to get me. And so I don't know what this job offer is, but chances are it's not anything that I'm interested in. But I got my clothes clean. This is wonderful. It was a blessing. And, of course, I did notice, like, some of that loud, boisterous speech to the people that were going to take me to the laundromat. So seeing that they've got light, and, you know, they are growing, you know, and they are, like, healing and in recovering and God's blessing them. So of course people are going to come in, like the devils are going to come in and they're going to try to sabotage them. So see if they can be strong. I don't know. They said they would see me, but I didn't see him, like, I don't remember seeing him before then, so maybe they were gone for the holidays, or maybe they don't go in every day. But, yeah, I don't know. It was really kind of them to offer. It's really kind. Oh, and actually, as they were dropping me off from the laundromat, and the husband, he walked with me to my bike, and he saw my basket and stuff, and, like, he was right next to me, and then there was the note in my basket, and I picked up this note, and it had the number on it, and I said, there's one person for everybody, right? He said, you know that, and he's like, yeah, not like, yeah, but he's like, yeah, he knew, and I said, and I told him that, and they keep sending somebody every day, there's this number, but the corner it says job, so that makes me think, if they can't date you, they want to be your pimp, or they want to use you. I don't know what kind of job. It could actually be a legitimate job, honestly. It could even be a legitimate job. But the thing is that I'm not allowed to have a job. It's just like, how long do I have to be in this situation? There are things that I enjoy, but I can never enjoy it all the way, because something always sucks. Like, there's a lot of blessings and a lot of things that are good, but I can't really enjoy it, like, when I got all these problems at the same time. Like, I try to enjoy it, and then I try to just ignore the problems. But they're still there. So, anyways, I found a safer way to bike to the gym on the back road, so I don't have to go on the main road. And now I'm going on the road, because when the snow melts and refreezes and gets all jaggedy and the snowplow pushes it, like, it's really hard and it's, like, kind of slippery. You're going like this on the bike, trying to go. I'm like, nope. And then I got out, because the cars they all have to zip around you. This is unsafe. Like, a lot of them, they're supposed to be 3 feet away when they pass. Some of them, they're just, like, right next to me. I can feel the air. Like, it's not safe. And, but then I try to, at the light, then I go up on the sidewalk, and I'm on the sidewalk where it's not too bad for a minute, and then I'm like this, and it's kind of slippery. I'm like, nope, and I get back on the road again. And so clearly they can also see, like, yeah, here's a block where the sidewalk's good enough to bike on. Next block, the sidewalk's completely covered in snow. And another one, then it's ice and snow, it's partially melted, and it's ridges. So I'm going to be biking on the road now. And it's almost 8:30 at night. There's probably something that I've forgotten. I had a dream. I had a really interesting dream when I woke up, and I can't remember. What I can remember, though, is when I was waking up. So this is the Temu bags I got for bike riding. So show you guys. I adjust them so the strap is the shortest. Like this got messed up because I tossed it. And I wear it like this when I'm biking, and then I can just take it in the soup kitchen, and that way if my hands get messy, no one's going to be stealing, like, my bike keys or anything. So the dream I had is, like, I had this, like, nice house. Excuse me, it was, like, a big house. It wasn't, like, perfect or anything, but it wasn't destroyed like this one. But it was a nice house. It was big. I just remember me being the only person living there, like, the homeowner. And then I noticed, like, somebody else was there. Like, there was a squatter. And then like, it was maybe, like, a homeless person, but they were well-spoken and they were clean. So, and then maybe they were in the basement. And then I walked up and I saw them. And they saw me. And they were just standing there. And so, and, like, instead of, like, yelling or getting a gun or calling the cops or something, and then... And, like, I talked to him for a minute, and then, I asked him, like, if they were getting things dirty, like, if they were going to the bathroom and touching my stuff. And then they showed me how they were doing things, and it was clean. And I was so happy. And then they went upstairs, and they were, like, in the attic for some reason. They were sleeping in the attic, and they had a place where they were using, like, the facilities there, and it was keeping my house clean and not cross-contaminating. I'm like, oh, and then some reason, like, then I talked to him, and, like, if you're going to do this and be, like, I didn't say be respectful, but, not get things gross, or, I don't remember exactly what I said, but the point was, if you're not going to get my house dirty, you're not going to disrespect. He's like, no, he didn't want to get my house dirty. He wasn't going to be disrespectful or anything. And like I had another mission going on. I was doing something. It was maybe like my daughter or somebody else that like, it might not have necessarily been her, but somebody like wasn't not necessarily in distress, but there was something going on with them, and I was involved in some mission, and then like, and he could join with me and we could work together. And I had no problem with him staying in my attic. I actually kind of liked it because he was being respectful and keeping it clean. And then we could work together, and then it would be easier to do whatever this mission was. So weird. Weird, I know. Maybe it had something to do with, like, okay, so I'll say the husband when I'm referring to this couple. So the husband. And it's kind of funny. He had this, like, light blue hoodie on, and it had, like, a goth bunny rabbit on it. It was kind of like the tattoo art, and it was a bunny rabbit. It was kind of funny. They were nice people, and there wasn't a good time, but I do wonder where he got that hoodie. Anyways, so stuff did happen. I didn't see any feds at the gym today. They probably didn't even expect me to go because they knew I was going to go to the laundromat. I basically just flew to the gym. When I got there, I needed to be in and out. I needed to hurry. I was running late because I did something at home before I left, so I didn't have much time. I just wanted to do something real quick and then leave. Well, then there was people. There was like a group of like 3 or 4 people. There was one person behind the desk, and they were talking to him, and it was like locked up. And there was another woman just came in, and she signed up for something in the spa. And great. And of course, it was probably the thing I was going to use. And I asked her, so I made sure to use something else, actually. And then, like, I prayed away the spirit of delay and stuff. But, it still took a really long time. And I wanted to be using, like, a massage chair and a hydro massage. I only had time to do one thing. And, but anyways, finally it cleared up. And then we were both taken care of, but I almost was going to be late for the soup kitchen. That's what I mean. Like, if they're using witchcraft to keep me from going to the soup kitchen. Oh, there's another thing I remembered. So on the way there, the lookout for the narcissist, the lookout who is an addict, and he has lied to me. He seems like a soft-spoken, nice guy. Yeah, but he is a liar. He has lied about everything he's told me, and he is a lookout. I see him clearly looking around, and I saw him, like, as I'm coming this way on my bike, and he's walking this way, and I see him look at the bike rack. He looks at the bike rack to see if my bike is there. He is a spotter. He looks at the bike rack. Who is here? Is she here? And he's going to tell the narcissist. And if the narcissist doesn't show up, the narcissist is sending other people on his behalf. So then I didn't park yet. I was like 10 minutes late. This day. And so I see he walks past and he looks at the bike rack to see if I'm there. And then so like I kind of got, so here's the sidewalk and there's a building right here. And then the soup kitchen is recessed. It's set a little further back. So then, and then there's cars parked here. So then I kind of turn this way and I go between 2 cars and I kind of stop. And I'm waiting for him to go in before I park. And then there's people sitting in that car and they're looking at me. They watch me. I'm on the bike right next to their car and they're sitting in it. And then I wait. He walks by. He looks at the bike rack. He's going kind of slow and he goes in. I wait and then I make sure he goes in a little bit. I wait till he goes in. Then I leave and then I go park. So who knows? Like what other shenanigans could have happened if I showed up, if I wasn't 10 minutes late. But he might have seen me behind the car. He might have seen me. But I tried to stay where you couldn't really see my bike. So it might have been obvious where you could see me hiding. It might have been obvious. But he's also an addict, so I don't know. Maybe he looked and he's still kind of... He looked coherent at that moment. He looked coherent right then. So he came from the other way. I saw him. He looked to see if I was there. And then he's just walking at a normal speed. He looked, and then he's walking in, going up the steps, and just going in. So, I just, I kind of turn, because right behind this building are parking spots. And then I go between 2 cars, so he can't really see me. And then I sit there, and I wait until he goes in, and then I go. So this is the funny stuff. These demons are silly. So like none of that has worked. So I don't know. Are they trying to send some big guy to try to threaten me, like to bully me into joining his gang? So this is like I'm seeing what everyone is going through. Like this is nuts. But anyways, um, and I told him, yeah, I'm gonna keep coming here. Yeah, he's gonna be here tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna keep coming here. I'm gonna come get my food here. So he knows I'm coming back. I'm not gonna call his phone number. I'm not gonna, but he apparently these people are harassing other women when they come. So God is going to use me somehow. It's not that I'm some mad like great catch. I am actually. I am a great catch. That's the thing. Like, everyone else is an addict apparently, or they're involved in criminal activity. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. The kingdom of darkness will send someone that looks perfect, just to throw you off track and distract you. So, anyways, yeah, I wasn't really surprised, but like he said, like so the husband that took me to the laundromat, he said, when my wife comes here alone, then they harass her. So surely this happens to others as well. I am the only one that really comes by myself. I'm like the only person there without a spotter. Everybody else seems to have a spotter. So there's people going in groups of twos. Or as the older man, he was there, but then later he came with his kids. But then they'll wear their coat the whole time. People go in the soup kitchen. No one takes off their coat because it's just assumed if you take off your coat, it is going to be stolen. It's too hot. I take mine off. I can't wear that. I'm like, I'm too hot. Like, it's 65 degrees in my house. I have no shirt under this. This is a thin hoodie. So, I get too hot. I keep it cool in here to save money, and it also makes it more comfortable to bike around when it's 17 degrees outside. Oh, it's 13 degrees now. Yeah, it was a little colder on the way home. So I was noticing, like, are these pants really as warm as I thought when I bought them? Yes, they are. It was 17 degrees outside. So they didn't feel quite as warm. But anyways, like, most people go in there with a second person. They have a spotter. They never take their coat off, nothing. And they would not leave their tray unattended. I have learned all of these lessons. But I am still in isolation. So someone can help me once, they can't help me again. Or if they do help me, then it's by leaving the cart at the laundromat. But we don't, like, physically meet, if that makes sense. Because God's not allowing that. So I'm wondering, is any of this real? Is any of this real? It doesn't make any sense. So, they want to try to intimidate me into not going. But the devil is all talk. And it's like all fluff and no substance. They're not going to do anything. So the person comes by and is talking about, like, someone getting hurt, or yelling or trying to be intimidating. And, I ignore it most of the time, and I look over every once in a while, and I'm looking at them, like I'm kind of listening to what they're saying, and then I look back away. And maybe they're looking for some response, like I should be afraid. Because it's on purpose, obviously, what they're doing. But I'm not going to be afraid, and neither should you. They're not going to do anything in the soup kitchen, but it's kind of like there are people that come in, and I think they were sent in. So, like, if the narcissist tries something doesn't work, like, maybe he even got kicked out and I didn't know about it. He might have got kicked out and I didn't even know. Or maybe he's just decided not to come once he found out who I was. He sent someone else, and then they immediately, like, they're like, not going to do it again. They're not, like, and so he sends someone else. Now, this guy's a little bit more determined, and he's going to keep trying. Let him try. So, and then maybe he won't be allowed, like, if he fails, then he won't be allowed to be at the soup kitchen harassing women anymore. I don't know how this works. I don't, but I'm waiting for restoration. So, I'm wondering, though, the man that was in my dream, if he was kind of like the spiritual person of the husband. So the couple that went with me, they took me to the laundromat. If this man that was in my dream was kind of like a representation of the husband or something, it was so weird. I don't know. But a lot happened. How long have I been recording this? Almost an hour. This is my life. Like, I should be sitting down, relaxing, enjoying myself. But, like, as soon as I get home, take care of the dogs and stuff, then I make this video. Maybe I'll play guitar. I don't know. Maybe I'll be too tired. And, I noticed that I was getting better at it. I noticed I really was getting better at the guitar, and now I've got to learn some new notes. And so, like, if I'm kind of getting better at the things that I've done before, then I need to practice to learn more things so I can get better at those. Like, and it's like I was thinking I would like to play this at the soup kitchen. They always got like just music already playing in the background, but I've seen where somebody else has played there before. But I can't really bring this on my bicycle or anything. So it's the kind of thing where like if I had a ride there, then I'd be able to bring it. And they probably want to know in advance, so like they could just listen to it and not be playing the regular music over the loudspeakers. But yeah, stuff happens every day. And there was like kind people serving the food today. I could tell they were good people serving the food, like younger. And they're like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you." Someone said that as I left, or it was just really nice. And shoot, I forgot something again. Oh, so the woman that cursed my potato chips, I did not see her, but her husband, I saw him at dinner time, and he, like, as I was going up to get my seconds or something, and he was, like, coming the other way. So I saw he was there. They said they'd be there yesterday. They weren't there. And so he was there. I didn't even see her. I assume she was probably there, but I don't know. Maybe he just came on his own, so who knows. But he didn't say hello, which is another confirmation they're working for the other side. Because we did speak for quite a while. So you think he would, like, as I walked right by, he might, like, nod or say hello or something. This is the same thing as the spotter, who acted like, we were getting along and stuff. And then now he will look away. He won't look at me or anything. So it's like, this is what the enemy does. I think they're only allowed to initiate contact when God lets them. So it's kind of like a little tell that somebody is not on your side. If somebody is a good person, they'll be like, "Oh, hello," or they'll smile, or they'll say something to you. But when they're an enemy, like, you're not really sure, they seem like a nice person, then you see them again the next day, and they pretend like they don't notice you. That is a sign they are the enemy. So now I've clearly, God is teaching me everything. Okay, thanks for watching. God bless you.